What is up, everybody? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com. Today's video is not a Q&A video, not a review video, not an unboxing, not a tour of a geek's room. This is something I originally did back in my first year of going to Stockton College in 2007 to 2008. I believe. It's been a while. And that is podcasts. Guys, I love podcasts. I'm actually in the process of listening to This Week in Tech, also known as Twit, right now on my Mac. Of course, I pause it to do this video. But guys, I just gotta say it again. I love podcasts. They're awesome. They're just filled with information, entertainment, and education. They're awesome all around. So the point of this video is to share my passion for podcasts and the podcast that I actually listen to hopefully give you some ideas. Okay, so I do have a list right under the camera of 5 podcasts, which isn't that much at all, but still, they're worth sharing. Number 1 is called Internet Business Mastery. Now, I gotta say right off the bat, this is not my favorite podcast when it comes to internet marketing and stuff, but internet marketing to me is fascinating. I love making money while doing things I enjoy. Who doesn't? No one in their right mind would argue against that. And that's exactly what this podcast is about. It's all about internet marketing, internet businesses, tips, tutorials, guests here and there, from people who make a lot of money. They actually share their secrets and their achievements and stuff like that to hopefully give you ideas of how to make money yourself. And overall, it's a pretty good show. Now, I say pretty good because I like another internet marketing podcast a lot more. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. The second podcast I want to discuss is Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Now, if you're a tech geek, or if you just enjoy technology in general, or just good people overall, then you most likely know who Leo Laporte is. I first found him back in the days of ZDTV, then Tech TV, then eventually when all that ended, he created his own network/studio called Twit. And now it's a huge success. They have so many podcasts. In my opinion, a little too many to listen to, but that's just me. Regardless, Leo Laporte, the tech guy, is a show all about you. Yes, you. Regular people calling into his radio show on Saturday and Sunday mornings and just asking tech questions, talking tech. And if you ask me, I just love it. I love it. I mean, I know most of the answers already because, let's face it, most of the people calling in, and I say this politely, are kind of newbies when it comes to the tech market and tech industry, and they don't really know basic things. But now and then you do get an advanced caller asking a pretty complex question that you can actually learn yourself from just listening to them. It's a huge show. I love it. And it's always I think 2 to 2.5 hours long. So it's pretty long, which is a good thing because I'm always in front of my computer and I love listening to Leo and callers' questions and all that good stuff. I'm getting a lot of lighting changes today. The clouds are moving like a mother. Podcast number 3, and that is Mac Break Weekly. Again, yes, starring Leo Laporte. This Week in Tech, Twit, the network in general, has so many good podcasts, and Mac Break Weekly is definitely one of my favorites. Usually starring Leo Laporte, Annie Ignatko, hopefully I'm saying his name right, and Alex Lindsay, if he's not traveling, because I know he travels a lot doing his photography and videography and all that stuff. It is a great show, and I think you should definitely check it out. I mean, if you love Apple, if you love Macs, iPods, iPhones, iPads, just apps in general, or just even the tech market in general, because they don't always just talk about Apple, then I highly recommend you download it right now. Podcast number 4. Now, this is my favorite internet marketing podcast by far, and that is Smart Passive Income with Pat Flynn. Now, Pat Flynn is the host, and now and then he has guests on his show who, like in Internet Business Mastery, they share their secrets, they share their success stories, and they get you motivated. I cannot tell you how many stories I've heard on this podcast that just give me new ideas to try out in affiliate marketing, internet marketing, video marketing. It's just fascinating. I'll say it again. I love making money doing what I enjoy, and this podcast is proof. Just give it a listen. Trust me, Pat Flynn is a very down-to-earth, nice guy. I haven't met him in person, but I hope to someday. He's a very family-oriented person. He knows his morals, he knows his goals, and he's a very straightforward thinker, and I highly recommend you listen to it as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. And finally, last but certainly not least, This Week in Tech. This is the main podcast for technology enthusiasts like myself because it discusses Apple, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, Nokia, and yes, that's how you correctly say it, Nokia. I've been saying Nokia all my life. It's Nokia. Go figure. They discuss Google. Basically, if it's technology and if it's a big newsworthy story, then they will discuss it. And plus, guys, it's fascinating. I love hearing all the different opinions from Leo Laporte, Patrick Norton, he's on this week's podcast, this week's episode, I should say. People like Kevin Rose, Veronica Belmont, iJustine's even on there now and then. And again, if you love technology and you know these technology icons, I guess you could call them, or personalities online, then you'll want to listen to This Week in Tech because, in my opinion, everybody has great thoughts and perspectives on this amazing world of technology. But wait, I do have a bonus podcast I want to talk about, and it's not really a podcast, and that's just live.twit.tv. Now, this is Twit's live stream that they actually have in their studio going on right now. Now, it's not live 24/7, and if it's not live at the time, they usually roll a previously recorded podcast / episode to keep you occupied. And guys, honestly, I love this. Now and then, maybe at least a few times every week, I just log in, not really log in, but I go to live.twit.tv and see what's happening. And it's especially useful for days like today where there's a big event going on, but you'll be viewing this on Thursday, I believe. But anyway, I'm talking about the Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer review. I don't know if they'll cover it on live.twit.tv, but they definitely cover big events like Google keynotes, Apple keynotes, Microsoft keynotes, and I'm just tripping over my own words now, but take my word for it. Check it out. And now that's it. That is my list of podcasts. I will be labeling this video podcast I listen to or whatever, summer 2013, because my podcasts do change now and then. But out of this list, the ones that will definitely stay on here until the day I die, at least as far as I can tell, are The Tech Guy, Mac Break Weekly, Smart Passive Income, and This Week in Tech. Internet Business Mastery is okay. They kind of lose my focus now and then because I think Pat Flynn does a much better job of discussing internet marketing. That's just me, but hey, there you go. Okay, guys, as I wrap up the video, I do want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace. Squarespace is hands down my favorite platform for designing and creating websites. Use that URL right below to sign up for a free 14-day trial right now. Also, get this, if you do sign up for a 1-year account, you do get a free custom domain with your plan. That's awesome. So, for instance, if you look at davidfranco.com, that's my own custom domain. gearpop.com, that's on WordPress, but still, that's a custom domain. I'm just putting that out there in case others aren't aware as far as domains work. I mean, guys, I will never forget the first time I heard about Squarespace through Dignation years ago while in Seaside Heights. I think it was 2006 or 2007. As soon as they rolled that ad and started talking about the platform and everything it could do, right away I told myself, this is what I've been looking for. This is the platform I need. And ever since then, I've been a very loyal Squarespace customer. Okay, so the great thing about Squarespace is it does the work for you in terms of visuals, in terms of templates and themes. But the best part about it is it may do some of the visual work for you, but it doesn't hold you back in terms of custom CSS and custom coding. You can do a complete custom CSS override. So if you're not happy with Squarespace templates, that's not a problem because you can use your own code as well as enjoy the reliable hosting. Because let me just say this, guys, Squarespace hosting never goes down. Well, unless there's some kind of outage. But get this, even when Hurricane Sandy happened, they were going above and beyond to keep their servers running by taking oil or whatever it was, I forget, up the steps in New York because the elevator wasn't working. And they actually just used that to keep the servers up and running.
It's 1 o'clock.
I just thought that was fascinating. It's 1 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. McIntosh. All right, so this promo went a little longer than I expected. And no, before anyone asks, they are not paying me a dime to say any of this. This is just my way of giving back in a way, because if you haven't noticed, I'm starting to engage more with you guys and get you interested in the services and products that I use on a daily basis. So again, use that link right below to sign up for Squarespace, 14-day trial. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you have any questions or comments regarding Squarespace, you're always free to email me, again, using that link right below, ddfargo.com/contact. All right, guys, I'm finally done. That promo was probably longer than the video itself. I promise I'll go shorter next time, but this is my first time doing this in a while, so I wanted to give you as much information as I could. As always, guys, I greatly appreciate your continued support. I'm going to go watch the Call of Duty multiplayer reveal for Ghosts, and that should be pretty cool. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.